Respected dignitaries, and thank you for coming, the audience as well. It's an honor to be here. I'm from Baker Hughes. For those of you who don't know Baker Hughes, we are an energy technology company, and we operate across the entire value stream for energy technology, both in the upstream and the industrial equipment and technology space. We've got a very long legacy of being in the oil and gas industry. So we have traditionally served the upstream oil and gas industry for oil and gas production. But we have a large portfolio of aeroderivative compression and turbine technology that serves the industrial market downstream for transportation, for power generation, and for the materials that are used in these industries for transportation of gases, LNG, oil, and other fuels that are being used in the current landscape. Approximately 80% of the world's LNG capacity today, major LNG capacity actually runs on Baker Hughes compressors worldwide. From a energy transitions perspective, we are fully committed, just like our customers. Our strategy is based around the direction that our customers are taking. And just like our customers whom we service, we've actually pledged to be net zero by 2050 and 50% reduction in carbon emissions by 2030. We also straddle the same and the same tenets of the energy trilemma, which is sustainability, affordability, and security. And for that, we are positioning ourselves in a number of new areas, hydrogen being one of them, geothermal being the other, and carbon capture and sequestration being the third one. Now, Baker Hughes, from this perspective, is positioned both on the surface, which is on the infrastructure side, as well on the subsurface, where you'll have the need to sequester carbon in a safe, in a way that that respects the geology of the place, of the area where you're going to be operating. So we are very active in the CCUS space currently. We are exploring a number of different projects. We've executed one geothermal project, and on the hydrogen side, we have a slightly different way of looking at things. Our hydrogen portfolio may be a little bit different from the portfolio that the companies here will be generally defining. Our portfolio in hydrogen actually dates back to 1962. We've been working with hydrogen for almost 50 years now. We started off with a hydrogen compressor. We developed a hydrogen turbine in 2008. And today we've actually tested a gas turbine which can blend hydrogen to, we've actually got a turbine that can actually be modified to accept hydrogen as a fuel where originally you had methane. So we are positioning ourselves in a way to anticipate the transition to the transition that someday, if hydrogen is piped into the pipelines, it's not possible today with the materials and the infrastructure that is required, but in case we are generating hydrogen close to where we are going to actually consume this power, we will be ready for you. We also have a very strong non-metallics division, which is an offshoot of our division, which is providing flexible pipelines to the subsea and the deepwater industry. And we've got non-metallics materials which are resistant to embrittlement and corrosion, which we feel would be something that the industry will need in the next 20 to 30 years, should there be adequate hydrogen available to be transported across long distances. We feel hydrogen is the fuel of the future. We don't have all the answers right now, but it'll take more than just one or two technologies to get to the transition. So to that effect, we have invested in certain technologies which are at TRL level 3 or 4, such as methane pyrolysis. We've got 2 different investments in 2 startups. We've got investments in allied industries, which are carbon capture, especially in carbon separation. We feel that, as some of the speakers have mentioned here before, is that in certain cases, carbon capture will go hand in hand with the production of hydrogen. And for that, you will have to bring the cost of carbon separation down to a point that it becomes economical. So there'll be multiple facets of this of the hydrogen ecosystem that will have to be developed. And we are investing in all of them. I think I don't want to, at the expense of repeating myself or repeating what others have said, there are a number of challenges on cost, demand, transportation, infrastructure, and power generation. All of these, at some level or the other, we can address through technology. But on some of the others, I think we will require a very concerted effort from the regulatory bodies, from the governments, and forums like this, where people have to come together to create a commercial construct that will allow this hydrogen ecosystem to scale up from some of the pilots that we are seeing to a point where it can start giving competition to the traditional streams of fuel that we are currently used to. And only then, I think, we will have that scalability and that growth that we are all talking about, and the investments that are pledged but not yet realized. So with that, I think I'll leave it. I think there are a lot of other speakers after me. So if there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
I'm Bimlesh Yadav. I'm MTech student. I'm pursuing MTech in renewable energy technology at IIT Kharagpur. Okay. So I had a question that most of the companies are integrating wind power or solar energy to produce hydrogen. Is there a possibility that geothermal energy can be integrated to produce green hydrogen? And if it is possible, then how it would differ in terms of economy?
I think it's a very good question. So I think there are multiple conversions that would be required, and some of them may not be necessary. See, if you have geothermal energy at a point, right now, even the first conversion to electricity needs that geothermal energy to be sufficiently large, having enough enthalpy to support the generation of electricity at scale. And only a few places in the world have that. Right now, most of the geothermal energy is just enough to support heating. If there was excess geothermal energy, I mean, what's the motivation? If you had excess geothermal energy that could not be absorbed by the grid where you're generating it, then possibly you could consider producing hydrogen, as in the case of, the solar power plants and wind energy. There's always an excess capacity at a certain time of the day, which is used to generate the hydrogen, right? Or if you have excess storage somewhere, then you could generate hydrogen. But the motivation for that, I don't think exists at this point of time. But if it takes off, to a scale that you have excess geothermal energy, maybe it could be used, but it may not be as efficient, because you'd have to convert that to electricity, convert that back to hydrogen, and then, convert that back to power. So you could just use that power, So it wouldn't make sense. And that's what it seems like when we see today. A lot of things that make sense, today did not make sense maybe 20, 30 years, so it may change, but as of now, no.
Yeah, there is a question there, please. Can't hear you. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm Rajan Varshne from NTPC. I wanted to ask about this similar question, but CSP with molten salt storage is a very good technology and is proven across the world also at many countries.
We still can't hear you, Rajan. You have to be louder, get it closer.
Okay. If you apply this technology with molten salt storage, it is like primary energy is stored as thermal energy, and then it is through heat exchanger converted to steam, and the turbine runs. It is a 24/7 firm RTC. Then your electrolyzer CUF will be 100%. Like in the previous presentation also, the question of CUF electrolyzer was there for, it increases the cost of hydrogen. So have you explored this, or you plan to explore this?
So I may not be the right person to answer that question, but I don't know if somebody who's actually...
Yeah, maybe you can answer that.
Yeah, please.
I'll let you answer that.
Yeah.
John, you need, yeah, take.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm Jaideep Malik from John Cockrell. So we have this technology, we have proven experience, and I fully agree with you that the availability of RTC with molten salt is 24 hours, and it will help to bring down the LCH of hydrogen. So if you want, we can discuss it after the session, and we can connect you with the right person in our organization.